Are you preparing to give a big speech in public again? If you are looking to kickstart your speaking career and are not quite sure how to prepare to give a motivational speech, then definitely watch this video for my TEDx secrets on how I prepared to give my TEDx Currumbin talk. For the best leadership tips, entrepreneurship advice, and subconscious success strategies to help you stand out fearlessly, build your empire, and crown yourself, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure you hit that bell so that you are notified every Tuesday and Friday when a new video goes live. Hey there, Kimberly Spencer here, high performance coach and founder of crownyourself.com. And just recently, I had the opportunity to give a TEDx talk in Currumbin here in beautiful Queensland. And this was my first speech in 20 months, publicly speaking in front of an audience. So I definitely wanted to make sure, especially for a TEDx event, a dream that has been on my vision board for 3 years at least, I wanted to make sure that I was fully prepared to give the best talk possible. So here are my 3 secrets on how I did exactly that. Secret number 1, create an intentional playlist. So I hired a speaking coach to help me prepare for my TEDx event because I literally only had 3 weeks to write, craft, rehearse, prepare, and deliver a TEDx talk. So I knew I needed to hire a coach to work with me to make this process the best possible process it could be. And so I hired Rachel Rodriguez. She is a speaker coach. She's fantastic. And when we were in our first session, she had me think about 3 intentional words: courageous, fully me, and embodied. Those were my 3 words of what I wanted to really bring to this TEDx talk. And while I've created and had words that worked for me before, for some reason, these words, while they landed, they weren't fully embodied. What embodies things for me is music. Music just transforms the game. So what I did, what my sneaky little TEDx prep secret, I created a playlist. You can check out all of our Spotify playlists for Crown Yourself when you click the link down below. I created an intentional playlist that embodied those words of courage, authenticity, and fully embodied, so that when I was at the gym, literally rehearsing while on the elliptical, I was listening to this playlist and feeling what that music made my body feel. In doing so, it trained my speech to have a pace and a cadence and a feeling and a vibe that came inspired from the music. Secret number 2, emotionally prepare yourself. So my talk wasn't an academic study of all the ways that you make decisions and all that. While some TEDx talks are very academic, they are wonderfully insightful and intelligent, mine was much more emotionally driven. I shared about the story of my dad passing and the journey that I modeled of decision making that I teach to my clients. But at the same time, I was telling a very emotional story because my dad only passed about 10 months ago. And so from that experience, I knew that I would want to emotionally be prepared. Back when I was in acting class at Playhouse West years ago in another lifetime, we studied Meisner acting. And in Meisner, before you would go on stage to do the scene, you would go backstage and you would emotionally prepare yourself. So in order to emotionally prepare myself, I would regularly bring to acting class my iPod. Again, music, such a powerful tool for speaking. And so I would bring my iPod and have a few songs that would put me into the emotional context of the scene. So if I was doing a sad scene, I wouldn't be listening to like happy, upbeat hip hop. I would be listening to some more emotional songs. If I was going into a scene where I was angry, I would be listening to some music that really revved up those emotions inside of me. And so I took this intentional playlist from secret number 1 and I used it to emotionally prepare myself to feel the feelings of what I wanted to bring to that speech, to allow myself to process the emotions still of my dad's death that I'm not fully, processed through. That there's still a grieving period. There's still a lot of grief and I miss him a lot and I know he'd be super proud. And so I took that time to really give myself the space for the level of emotions that I had for the topic that I was bringing to the stage, which also meant giving myself some space and grace during the weeks that I prepared. I cleared everything off of my calendar except for preparing for this TEDx talk. Unfortunately, you can't clean your kids off your calendar. I did delegate a lot of responsibility to my husband, Spike, who took over gloriously to help me prepare for the TEDx talk while he watched our 2 babies. But at the same time, I still had duties as a mom and as a business owner that I had to lean into. But for the most part, I made my schedule a little bit more sparse. I took off, I didn't really have a lot of meetings so that I would be able to have that space to allow for whatever emotions were coming through. And also gave myself the grace, and my children are well aware that we have emotional processing time. And so if mommy needed to go into the back room and scream into a pillow, then they would do that and my husband would just let them know, mommy's processing. Or if I needed to go into the balcony and just cry for a bit, then my husband would happily let them know, mommy's processing. And I gave myself that emotional freedom and grace to fully experience the feelings of this opportunity, this speech, and everything that coincided with this experience. And secret number 3, let it go. Be like Elsa and let it go. Because you are in the moment, surrender when you're on the stage. You can prepare to the best of your abilities. You can rehearse like crazy. I mean, I was rehearsing everywhere. At the same time, once you get onto that stage, surrender and allow for the present moment. I learned this way back years ago when I was acting, that as soon as you come through the door, as soon as you go onto the stage, all the preparedness, it's just about trust. Trust that you know the words. Trust that the words are going to come out of your mouth exactly as your audience needs them to be able to hear and receive them and really feel what it is that you are bringing it to that talk, to that speech. So from that space, you surrender and you let it go to be fully in the present moment with what you're saying, with your audience, and to allow for that full presence of the now. Because as much as you prepared, the preparedness is in the past. And the fears of what you may have for where the speech will go, if you're in your head thinking of how you want it to be or what you want it to do for you, that's out of your control. The only thing you have absolute control over is when you're giving some motivational speech or a TED Talk is in the present moment. Surrender to that present moment and just align yourself with a desire to serve. Serve the audience who is there, who get to listen to this message. Serve yourself by being able to deliver it with courage and raising your vibration to that great level of courage that it takes to speak in public. I mean, this is something that people are more scared of than death. And if you are able to speak in public and do this, then you are living in a vibration of courage. So be in that space of courage and let go and trust. Trust that you are doing your best with the resources, tools, and skill sets that you have. And of course, in the future, with more practice, with more preparedness, you can always do better. But in this moment, it is perfect right now. And you can be both perfect and perfecting at the same time. So let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite secret for how to prepare to give a motivational speech? Let me know down below. And if you are looking to increase your visibility and get more speaking gigs, then definitely get your booty up inside of Communication Queens. Get on the wait list, because inside of Communication Queens, I teach you how to get booked and how to profit from guest podcasting. Here's the thing. I have had over hundreds of podcast episodes where I have practiced the skill set of oratory day in and day out, doing YouTube videos, doing podcasts, and putting myself out there as a speaker and as a coach and as a business owner. And it is from that practice and preparedness that then luck and opportunity met me at that intersection to then be able to have a TEDx talk. So it wasn't like I just randomly showed up. I had the practice, the skill set, and I'd fortunately learned how to profit from being on guest podcasts. So if you want to learn how to hone your oratory skills and become a better speaker with more practice by going on other people's podcasts, and how to turn those experiences into profitable lead generation for your business, then put your name down on the waiting list for Communication Queens, and I cannot wait to see you inside the program. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. As always, my fellow sovereigns, own your throne, mind your business, because your reign is now. And profit from guest podcasting. So I spit a little. Oops. Profit. It just came out. I'm just gonna wait for that car to pass because they're very rude, loud. What's with the farty car engines? I don't understand it, Gold Coast. I don't understand it.